We have to talk about the brain-dead decision that Unity, the CEOs and board member of Unity, just made because it's absolutely atrocious. Unityengine, which a ton of developers use, and developers of games such as Subnautica, Pokemon Go, apparently, Among Us, many other games that many of us enjoy, has implemented, starting at the beginning of next year, a fee system where basically Unity decided that they weren't making enough money off of their subscriptions, so they wanted to implement a fee on top of their subscriptions. Surprise, surprise, giant company is greedy. Anyway, there's a little bit to unpack here, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Essentially what they're doing is they're doing a price increase by virtue of how many installations you have of your game, which coincides with an installation of Unity end time. Now, this is from their own statement. They're saying it's only going to affect very successful developers. This isn't going to affect your grandma down the street who likes to make little Unity games in her spare time, I guess. Even with that, that's total fucking bullshit. They go on to say that a large amount of their users are not going to see any increase in price, and it's just going to affect the successful developers. But that's bullshit, because it's going to affect all of us, because developers aren't going to want to use Unity anymore, and so these games aren't going to get made with this engine. Now, they do say that there is a revenue threshold that you have to cross, and it is pretty substantial for you or I making a video game, but for these developers that are selling thousands and maybe millions of copies, not very hard. It's a couple $100,000 for certain versions of Unity and $1 million for others, and all of this is within a year, or there's a stipulation of 200,000 lifetime installs or 1 million lifetime installs, depending on the version of Unity you're using, which some of these games sell millions of dollars in the first week. So basically your first couple 100,000 sales are gonna be okay, and then everything after that, Unity's just gonna skim from the top, just be suckling at the teat of your video game just to get every last penny they can. So how Unity has worked in the past and will continue to still operate under a subscription basis. You subscribe to use their software, their engine, to create video games. That's still going to be the same thing. Oh, you thought they were going to get rid of that because they're going to make extra money? Fuck no! No, they're not going to do that. Basically what's going to happen is that subscription's still staying in place. Mind you, this subscription is a couple $1,000s a year. That's a lot of money already. But now they're attaching this fee, which goes up depending on the amount of sales that you make past the thresholds. They're double dipping, essentially. They're selling you a product, and then when you use the product to an effective way, or you use the product to make a lot of sales, they're going to then take more money from you. This is like if you bought a hot dog, and then you bought so many hot dogs that then that hot dog vendor decided to charge you more money because you're buying too many hot dogs. I don't think that's an accurate comparison, but that's the only thing I could think of in the moment. Their exact quote is, "We are introducing a Unity runtime fee that is based upon each time a qualifying game is downloaded by an end user. We choose this because each time a game is downloaded, the Unity runtime is also installed. Also, we believe that an initial install-based fee allows creators to keep the ongoing financial gains from player engagement, unlike a revenue share." Oh, look how nice they are. They're not just taking a flat cut out of your money. They're just gonna dock you fees for every install. That's so much nicer. What the hell's going on? Where are these companies getting this just overwhelming confidence to just stab the fuck out of these developers, man? It's just crazy. Where do you get this confidence to just charge somebody twice for the same thing? What's going on? I don't know. And they state that this isn't going to impact the smaller developers, but it's going to impact all of us, because it's going to impact the way the games are made and the engines that people use, and it's going to hopefully see a mass exodus of developers using this company, because it already looks like that's going to be the case. A lot of developers have come out on tweets or in blog posts or announcements stating that this game, if they're developing a game currently using using Unity, that's it. Or their last game with Unity, that's also it. They're gonna use a different engine. And I hope that they honestly follow suit with this, because this is just ridiculous. It's just crazy. These CEOs, these board members, the greed of these people that are already making so much money, to just think that they deserve more money is crazy. Speaking of CEOs, I will very briefly talk about this guy because he's an amazing person. John Riccitiello, as far as I can figure out how to pronounce it. This guy's just a grade A human being. He's the CEO of Unity Technologies. Most recently, he was in some controversy in 2022 for calling game developers fucking idiots. End quote. Now, he's saying that this was taken out of context and saying that developers don't have the same passion or same whatever as they used to, and you're not marketing your games correct. Whatever. He called game developers fucking idiots. That's all that needs to be taken from that. But going a little bit deeper into this guy's past, he was the CEO of Electronic Arts, EA. This dude was the CEO of EA during a time where they were viewed as one of the worst companies in the gaming space. I don't think I need to say more about how great of a human being this guy is. This guy just exudes shrimp dick energy, and it's just hilarious. I don't know, man. All this is just terrible. It's so terrible. It feels like every day, every week, something terrible comes out from a company in the games industry, and it's just like, what the hell's gonna be top next? Are we gonna get charged twice for games? They're gonna raise the price of games? Well, they already did that. But I don't know. Now they're not only going after the consumers, they're going after the developers. It's terrible, man. I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, a bunch of people stop using this engine. We don't allow this company to go through with this. I'm sure what's going to end up happening is Unity's going to push back and say, oh,
sorry, we didn't mean to do that, and we'll remove all the end fees.
Or whatever the hell they're going to do. But that's not punishment enough. No, they need to be punished for this. They need to be punished. They can't just, say some obnoxious BS, hope that it doesn't get called out and people accept it, and then when obviously they can't do it, they pull it back and everything is forgiven. No! They need to take a massive hit, specifically the CEOs and the board members of this company, for these decisions, because it's just fucking atrocious.